Hi guys, I have to do the live tutorial on Facebook because for some reason the YouTube is not working. They updated something and it's not allowing me to use it on my cell phone, so I'm using my son's laptop and it's not allowing me to do it on here. So I'm gonna just do it on Facebook and then I'm going to upload it and put it to YouTube just so that everybody can see it. Because other than that, I don't understand why it's not coming on. But how are you guys? Hi, everybody. I'm going to do the changing colors. That's the most question that I keep getting. Changing colors. Let me just leave a message for those who are in Facebook. YouTube. I don't know what is going on. It's like all of these new things. If I would have known, I would have done it previously. And I've been doing this for like 30 minutes now trying to set up. And it's just not working. I don't know. YouTube is saying that YouTube updated some data and it's a new streaming. Hey, hun, how are you? Sakanda. My son is actually doing some Uber Eats or Dare Dasher or whatever he's doing. He's working and driving around. He has your picture, the guitar. So when he gets home, I'm going to send it to you to show you what he did. It looks nice to me. I like it. So I hope you like it. He drew it because I couldn't find a good picture. And when I can't find a good picture, I have him draw it. So I am in the Facebook group. Okay. Yeah, until I can figure out what's going on with this YouTube and update my laptop, then I'm going to have to do it on Facebook Live in the group. The only thing about it is I posted that I'm doing this on YouTube at 7 o'clock. And wait a minute. My son's laptop says 6 o'clock. I wonder why I was so messed up. It's 7:07 and my son's computer says 6:07. My computer does not, the webcam isn't working. It works perfectly. The whole entire computer works perfectly. It's just the webcam is not finding it. Yeah, I think that'd be a perfect one to get your Crojo back because it's pretty and it's gonna make you want to keep going like a puzzle. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I'm not gonna give you anything not good. And my son has my genes. Hey Melissa, hey Annette, how are you guys? Facebook group, graphghans, and the Restless. I don't even know if that is Young and the Restless still on? I've never watched it a day in my life, so imagine that. Imagine me picking a name that's from a stories I've never watched before. Really? 7 and then 8? I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna fix it so next time I don't have to worry about that. I don't know what happened. I don't know at all. It could be maybe because this is my first time on my son's laptop and I had to like sign in so many times. I really don't know. But I'm going to do it on Facebook. I really didn't want to do it on my phone because I know my child, he's gonna call me, and when he calls me, he's gonna call me on my cell phone. I'd rather text him. And plus I'm blind, like I can't see. Like I'm just realizing that I really can't see anymore. Like my eyesight is so bad now, guys. My eyesight has I don't know. It's really bad now. It never was this bad before. Before I start update, upload. Okay. All right. So Facebook, let me go on Facebook. I'm gonna have to go under my child. So you have different ways to see. I want you guys to see, because some people are saying they can't see, some people saying they can see. I want everybody to see. So I'm going to have different ways. This is horrible. I really can't see. I had to borrow my son's glasses last night. That's how bad my eyes are. See, Seconda, I went to the eye doctor, and he gave me prescription glasses that it didn't work. Like, I was fine, and my eyes, I guess, wasn't as bad as it is now. So now my eye doctor appointment is next week. Myself, and my boys, we all going to the doctor next week because they need to get their eyes checked as well. Okay, so let me just let me add my son so that you guys can I know he gonna be like, why is she on my Facebook account? I know he's like, why is my mother? He knows I have the laptop, but he don't know I'm on his Facebook account. He have no idea. But I can't believe this. I can't believe I couldn't get on YouTube. Like, it's like they have something that's called an encoder, and you have to set up the encoder. And once you set up the encoder, you have to do something else. And I'm half able to see, so it was not a good thing at all. Okay, let me just add my child, and then we could start. I could barely see me doing this. Do I have any moderators? Is there any moderators that can do this for me? Because I really cannot see. Oh man, this is horrible. New. I'm trying to get new. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. All right, I'm gonna just start. Oh, I got it. It just came out of nowhere. It says 2 people wants to join. How special are we? Okay. Boom. Done. Okay. It's done. I can start now. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be doing the showing how to do the changing colors my way. I'm gonna show how to do it my way, and then there's another way that I used to do it, but you don't want the knot. There's when you do it, it's some people that have that knot on there. You don't want to do it that way. So the best thing to do is have a smooth. I have like 8 people that's requesting. That's weird, but all right. I have 8 people trying to be my friend. You know, I found out that I can do Reddit. I don't know if anybody been on there.
All right.
If you ever been on Reddit before, that's a cool spot. Okay. So what I did was I got a large hook, because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So I got the large hook, and I'm going to I'm sorry, I'm trying to add. Okay, so I got the large hook, and I already started. So this is my famous heart. This is the easiest one to do. Everybody should, well, some of you should know how to read the chart, but if you don't know how to read the chart, I always start at the right. I always start right here in the corner. It's my right bottom. I always start at the right, at the bottom, because to me, going across from the bottom is much easier for me. So I start there. You do your 3 rows of your background color. Go right to left, left to right, right to left, left to right. And then you just keep on going all the way up until you get to the finish. Okay, so I already started a couple of rows, and what I'm going to do is show you something that I do called the pop, lock, and drop. Pop, lock, and drop is basically me popping in the needle, locking down this yarn, and dropping the string. So I call it pop, lock, and drop because of those 3 things. And when I do it, it does not leave a bulge, and it's like it's clean, like as you can see, it's clean. It's not I guess some people use when they switch, you could tell, like you could see the strings, and it's not a clean transition. So I'm trying to show you guys how to do it where it's clean and you don't have to worry about the knot that's there. There's no knot. So, okay. This is for, I'm going to do 2 orange. So I'm going to do it up to the 2 orange, because I'm literally right here. So I'm here where you do 2 orange, and then I have a gold, the rest in gold, and then the last 2 is 2 orange. So I did 1 orange, and this is the last orange. So this is what I do. I do something called the extended single crochet. The extended single crochet is just 1 extra step. So what you're going to do is pop it in. You're going to pop the needle in, yarn over, pull out. You have 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 1. So you're still going to have 2 on your hook. So that's basically what the extended single crochet is. It's just that one extra step. So I'm going to do it again. Pop it in, yarn over, pull through. You're going to have 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1. And then you have 2 left. So when you have that 2 left, you're going to drop the string, yarn, pick up the new color, yarn over, and pull through all of the loops on your hook. So all you're going to have is this new color right here. Now you're going to take this and just pull down on it. So I'm going to show you, you guys. I'm just going to go through the motion right now, and then you're going to see exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just keep going in this color. Single crochet the regular way. So I do the extended crochet only for that one time that I'm changing that color. The rest of my graphghan, I do not do the extended crochet. Now I'm not saying you can't. You could definitely do it. It's just something that I choose to not do the whole entire way. To be honest with you, when I first started crocheting, I did the extended crochet all the time and didn't know that I was doing the extended crochet. So this is how I came up with this, because I realized when I was changing my colors, the first time I started changing my colors, I realized it was always a bulge. So when I started doing my single crochet, I realized that the bulge disappeared when I started locking it in with the little method that I'm doing with the extended single crochet. So here we go again. I'm gonna show you from this side, and then I'm gonna see if I could put it on a laptop to show you a different way, but this is close as I can get. So I'm going to go in and do 1 single crochet. I got to do 1 more. Pop, yarn over, pull through, 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, and you still got 2 on your hook. Drop down, pick this one up, yarn over, pull through all 2, and then you're going to tug on this. Because when you tugging on this, you're just pulling this down and locking it in. So make sure you just tug on it for a little bit. And then you keep on going. And continue doing your single crochet. Now, I sometimes do 1 more just to make sure that it's locked in. So even though I did it right here, sometimes I do it when I already changed the color. I do it 1 more time to make sure that this color is locked in. So I did it here, and then I finish it, and then you pull it a little bit, and then you keep on going to your single crochet. It could be regular single crochet or extended crochet, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you lock it in that first time. That first time is what you really need to make sure you do it. So we're going to get to the next color change. I think that this is the most difficult thing for some people when it comes to graphghans, and that's to change the colors. I think between this and counting your graph, counting the boxes on your graph, because I notice a lot of people want written instructions. I do not use written instructions for the simple reason that written instructions confuse me. I like to just look at the colors and look at the blocks. The reason why I say it confuses me, because I did one a long time ago, like when I first started doing graphghans. When I did it, someone did it for me, and I realized that the picture was like off. The picture wasn't coming out the way it was supposed to. So I'm looking at the original picture and I'm looking at what I'm doing, and it wasn't adding up. The only other problem about it is, because you don't have this, that's the problem, because you don't have this. And you have to literally go by this person. I'm sorry. I have people trying to contact me because they hungry. They should have took care of that before I got online, because I said I was going online. Goodness gracious. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm just Shauna. Oh, man. But anyway. So, yeah, finish this. Let me finish this. So, I'm going to continue to do it until I get to here. And then we're going to change with the pop lock. So I'm only supposed to have 2 left. I'm going to stick my needle in, pop it in, yarn over, pull out. You're going to have 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1. You're going to have 2 left on the hook, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to pull this down. And you're going to pop. I do it one more time, not all the time, but sometimes you could, if you want, do it one more time after you finish doing that change. I do not like these big needles. The big needles are horrible. These hooks are horrible. I think only reason why I have it is because I had to order it for I think it was a project I had to do. Yeah, it was a Katniss sweater. I was doing it and I don't like it. It looks so big and goofy. And then you got holes. I don't like my crochet with holes in it. It looks awful. I do have some that I did. Like this one I did with Tunisian. And this one I did with single crochet. So I had a class previously to show this, and just to let you know that it's the pop, lock, and drop method that I use. So it's still clean on both sides. All you have to do is basically do your weaving. But I don't do a lot of weaving at all. That's the next question that somebody asked. Why don't you weave, and how can I get to not weave? So that's something that I'm going to show you real quick as well. I think you got somebody's requesting. It says that you request to be on live. I don't even know how you do that. I have no idea. And I thought I was technology savvy. Okay. So I think that, my son is still sending me messages, as well as my sister. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how I hide my how do I hide my strings and weave them, or don't weave them, because I really don't. I have to change these because that big one is driving me crazy. Okay, so what I do is when it's time to weave in, I'm going to show you. First of all, you all are supposed to weave in at, like, when you weave in, I'm sorry, this thing keeps falling. When you are crocheting, you need to make sure that one side has all of your loose strings. Must be one side, because a lot of reasons. First of all, it makes it neater. You will see which side is your front and which side is your back. When you do have to weave in the little bit that you have to weave in or cut, it doesn't make your picture disoriented. For example, say if this was the front and I had these little strings hanging from my front, you have to weave them in. When you weave them in, I don't know, some people may do it differently, but when you weave them in, you take your needle and you just go through the light colors. Well, sometimes when you do that, you are weaving through a color that you're not supposed to weave in through. So here, right here, this is the back, so this is not how it's supposed to look. But say for instance, you weaving it in this way. This right here is supposed to be orange, not gold. So when you weaving it in and you're trying to weave in and out, you're going to go over a line that may be supposed to be for the other color. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but let me do it this way. You basically do not want to mess up your picture. When it comes to images, especially the hard-working graphs that we do, you don't want to mess that up. So if this gold, it's supposed to stop right here, you want it to stop right there. You don't want it to go over to this area where the orange is. The orange is supposed to be orange and the gold is supposed to be gold. When you weave in, sometimes it's going to attach, especially when you have it from the front. Now, this is the front, and I'm weaving it in. It's going to come out like touching this orange. So when it touched the orange, it looks like you made a mistake. So right here, where it's supposed to look like it's just a clean going up heart, it looks like you made a mistake right there. I noticed that happened to a couple of people, because when people post their work, I tend to really look at it and grill it. I try to see, I sometimes could tell where you get your grass from. I could tell if you got it from somebody who don't know what they're doing, or somebody, or even like Stitch Fiddle or Fitch Stitch or whatever, ditch it, because the stitch is going to be ditched anyway, because it's a horrible that is horrible, just horrible. Your work is not going to come out as professional looking as you want it to look. There's another one that I think some people use. I forgot the name of it. You basically want quality. If you are doing a commission project, or a project you just want to do as a hobby, no matter what, you want it always to look good. No matter what, your project shows the type of person that you are and the craft that you do. It shows that that you care for your work and you want it to show. So if you have even just a little bit of and don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes. I try not to scold myself, because I do a lot of times. I get really mad with myself if I mess up on something. So in order for me to not mess up as much, because again, we all are human, in order for me to not mess up as much, I try to make sure my graph is good. I try to make sure that I'm doing these little tiny things, as like keeping your strings always to the back. Keeping your strings always to the back. Or when you're weaving, you weave a certain way. Like, all of these little things add up to making sure that your graphghan looks really good. You want to make sure that your colors are good. You want to make sure that you don't have I think I spoke about this last week. Last week I spoke about when you have two different types of yarn, and I made the mistake of having two types of yarn. And when I did the graphghan, I did it for somebody and they washed it, and when they washed it, you saw like holes in the area where the lighter yarn was at. So it was like 3-ply yarn, and I only used it because the color was perfect. I needed that color, and they didn't have that color in the medium, so I used that. And apparently when she washed it, she dried it as well, and the little one shrunk a little bit. So when it shrunk, you saw the holes on all the areas that had the 3-ply yarn. So in my opinion, I would never ever, well, that was a long time ago, but she still had the blanket. I would never do that again. So that's a lesson learned. But, for you guys, I'm just letting you know, just make sure you always use not necessarily the same brand, but the same type of yarn. If it's acrylic, use acrylic, all acrylic. If you're going to use medium, use all medium. Don't use light or sport and medium, or light and fine. You just want to use the same exact. If you're going to use the light one or 3-ply, use all light or all 3-ply. Don't mix them up, because you don't want to end up like my customer. Yes, Nettie. I'm just seeing that you're on here. Yes, the biggest pet peeve is the strings hanging out from the front. I go crazy. And then if I say something to people, they get upset. And I'm not saying it to be malicious or mean. I'm only saying it to help you, because everybody is learning. I'm still learning. So if you have anything to give me or tell me, I would love to know. Just like I think earlier today, Claudrina told me one of my graphs had an error. I'm glad she told me instead of not telling me, so I have the chance to fix that. So I'd rather let people know, only in my group. If it's another group, I will never do that. But in our group, Graphghans and the Restless, I will definitely help. I know. I'm sorry. That's Gail. And this is it. Yes, it's in our group. Man, this is like the day for everybody. The day for everybody to send me messages. Any other time, nobody sends me messages. But, So, the other, let's see. There's another. Oh, Deborah. That wasn't Elijah. That was the older one. That was Idris. Idris is driving. So he was calling me to see what we wanted for dinner. So that wasn't Elijah. Elijah is actually leaving me alone. He doesn't really bother me anymore. He's getting to the age now where he stays away from me. So that's why I don't have a lot of stories anymore about Elijah. Okay, what about those areas where it's only 1 or 2 stitches of color? 1 or 2 stitches of color. I don't understand what you mean. You mean the weaving in those 2 stitches of? I don't know. I don't know. Can you clarify that for me, Seconda? I don't understand what you're asking. Yes, yarn to the back. Yarn to the back. Yes. And when you turn, I can understand why some people get confused. I don't understand why people get confused on the graph. I can understand how you could get confused with putting your yarn down to the back. I can understand that. What I can't understand is not knowing what's front and what's back. The reason why I can understand putting getting messed up with this is because you, when you're crocheting fast and you're getting in your zone, you just put your string down a certain whatever way you are. So if you're facing this way, you're going to put your string down to the back. If you're facing this way, you're going to put your string down to the back again. So that means you're consistently putting it to the back, but not realizing when you turn it one way, it's to the back. When you turn it the other way, it's to the front. So that's where people are getting mixed up at. That I can understand. What I don't understand is how you not know that this is the front and this is the back. Even with this heart, I know this is the back and this is the front. The easiest way to know is on your graph. If you're going to start here at the corner and you're going to go from right to left. Right to left is always going to be your front. So all your odd numbers are going to be to the front, or your even numbers are going to be toward your back. So that's another thing you can that'll help you know which one is front and which side is back. I mean, it's your work and you should take pride in your work, and you should know that the front is the front and the back is the back. So, yeah. Okay, Seconda, this is this is basically 2 colors. 2 colors. I did this only because it was simple. So say if we had like 5 color changes. If we had 5 color changes, and I had, actually, when I get up at the top, I'm going to have 5 color changes. So once I have the 5 color changes, you still basically do the same exact thing. Whether you carry or not, I'm going to be honest with you. I only carry no more than 5 stitches. You also have to use your noodle when you are doing that as well. This color right here is a lighter color than the background color. So if I am crocheting and I have, for instance, 3 stitches only of this gold color, the question is, would I carry this color? Like I said, I will carry it only up to 5 stitches. But this, I will not. Only because you will see this dark color. You do not want to see the color. I'm going to show you. So say, for instance, I am crocheting. And as I'm crocheting, I need to stop. I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to pick this up. And then I'm going to carry this orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can see that. You can see that. Well, I can't see because I'm blind right now, but you can see. You can see through it. So I wouldn't do it because, like I said, this orange is a darker color than this. So you could probably see. If I did it the other way around, maybe I could get away with it. So this is like trial and error. It's like, would I do it or would I take the chance? It's your work. So it depends on if this is something you want to do. Now, I'm doing the opposite way. I'm crocheting over the gold. The reason why I could do it that way is not only because this dark color overpowers this light color, it's also because this down here is the same exact color. So yes, I can carry it. But you also have to, another reason why I do not like to use the written instructions. When you are looking at the actual graph, you can see what's coming next. So when you see what's coming next, you can tell whether or not you need to carry this or just leave it so that when you go to the next row, it's automatically right there and it's right there for you to pick it up again. Or if you're not going to use this anymore, you could just crochet over it. So you could tell basically by looking at the graph. So this is a really simple, I don't have the other one, but this is a really simple one. But if right here, say for instance, we have the red here and the red here and then the white here. Because we know that up here is going to be the red continued and we don't need it anymore, all I do is basically create an extra background color for the middle. And then what I'll do is, listen, what I do is, because I don't want anybody to say I don't understand. I have the orange and the gold. The orange and the gold is all I have. So what I did was, this side has the orange, the middle has the gold, and this side has orange. So if you could tell, what I did was I just cut, you could use bobbins, or I don't use any bobbins. I do it the good old-fashioned netty way, which is I just grab a couple of things of yarn and just keep on going for a little bit until I am finished. Like, again, this is the reason why I don't use written instructions. I know that all I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3 more rows. So because I'm doing the 3 more rows, I know I don't need a whole lot of this color. So I will do maybe like this much of this orange. So I will leave it there on this side, and then the gold, I'll leave the gold, and this gold is attached to here up until I get to the top. Once I get to the top, the gold is going to be right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to add another color, which is the orange again. And then I'm going to do it again, add more of the gold. Now, the reason why I would cut it, start again, add the color, and then cut it and add another color, only because it'll look cleaner than to just carry it. Like I said, you can carry it even though it's only 2. I wouldn't do it. I think that it would be cleaner only if you just change the color. You just drop this color, change it to the background color, and then you add the other color right here. I did it on here. So when I got here to the top, I added the new color. I didn't carry anything at all whatsoever. I just added the new color. So when I got to the top, I added the 5, well, this is pink. I added the 5 pink. Then I added the 2 purple. And then I added the 5 pink again. So basically, I just started the new color again. So I eventually, at the end of when I was finished, I ended up with 4 hanging strings. If I had more color changes, if there was more color changes, I would have that many strings hanging just to the back. This is only to the back. The front, you don't see anything hanging. The back, and I left this exactly how it was when I was doing it. So just to show you that this is how it looks. So being that I have the couple of colors left, I only needed to weave. I would need to weave, like if I finish this, I would need to weave in each of these colors. So, I would crochet over the pink like I did here. I crocheted over it right here, so it's basically sticking out, and I could cut it. I don't even have to weave it in, only because I crocheted over it. I crocheted over this side as well, but here I can either you could leave it like this, or you could crochet on top of it. That's basically what I do. I just hide it when I crochet on top. That's all. That's all I do. I don't but you have to use your common sense whether or not you want the color to be seen or not, because if you have this darker color going in between this lighter color, you're going to be able to see it. When you put your project down and you take your pictures, that's when you start seeing your mistakes. So I learned the hard way, because I did one blanket like 3 times for this lady. I had to do the whole blanket like almost 3 times too. What I did was I learned take pictures like every quarter of the way, because even if you don't need to show anybody, even if it's just for yourself, I took pictures only because it's a difference when it's sitting right here in front of you versus you laying it down on the bed. If you laying it down on the bed or on the floor or somewhere and you take that picture, you see all your mistakes. You see if you tried to cover some hidden weaving, you see everything. You see all of that. So that's something that you guys can look into. Are you able to weave as you go when you change in those small areas? Yes, like I explained. Yeah, I explained that. Yeah, you are able to do that. But like I said, only use your discretion. If you use the more and more you do it, the easier and easier it get. So the more you crochet blankets, it starts getting really simple and you get faster and faster. So make sure you do your extended single crochet for the pop, lock, and drop method. It works for some people. It don't work for others. This is just what I do, and it works for me. So you can do it that way. But other than that, that's basically it. That's the question that everybody keep asking, is how I change the color. I am going to finish up now, because we already been on here for an hour just about, and I'm going to upload it on YouTube if anybody want to go back. I'm going to do one video a week. So every single week it'll be one video. So if you have any questions, because I could do the live Q&A, if you have any questions, just put the questions in the group or send it to me through Messenger, and I will jot it down to make sure that I add it to the next video. So everything is all right. Everything, Elijah is in his room. Elijah is in his room, leaving me alone. When I do my live videos, he do not bother me. He just want Idris to come back home with the food. That's all. But after that, everything is good. Anybody else who need anything, just send me messages. The PC Stitch class is still currently on. If anybody want to do the PC Stitch class, contact me. If you want to do the Tunisian class, let me know. And there's another thing that we're doing in July. The person in charge of that will be Annette Montgomery, and we're gonna do that in July. It's gonna be like Christmas in July, so you guys will be able to do your Christmas in July. She's gonna be in charge of that, but there's gonna be a bunch of us that's gonna help. So any other bye, Ma. Any other questions, just send me hit me up on Messenger. Have a good night.